Good mid-morning. It's Ice Age TV. Adventure continues, and what are we doing now? You know, look at this here. I could be towing today to go pick up a motorcycle with this truck right here, right? I could be towing today with this F-150 Lightning. Oh boy, I've done that routine. I think I'll pass on the on the towing video with the F-150 Lightning because today will be probably about a 250 mile day, so that won't make it. Won't make it. That right there would be really cool to drive, and then this here would be cool. But what am I doing? For my YouTube subscribers, I'm going to do a Ford Maverick day to help those that want to buy a Ford Maverick and to see if that is realistic to pulling that. So follow me along. All right, let's see if we can get my guy that works for me. Help me out here. Can't see what he's doing. All right, making progress. Condors are in. I mean, Jesus Christ. These are only 3 trailers. I've been moving these things around like crazy. Why don't you just buy more Condors? Yeah, there's another $300-400. But trailer hooked up. Truck didn't even squat or nothing. So the adventure begins, man. I am so interested to see how this truck pulled me in. This isn't a heavy trailer, but it's the wind resistance. That's what the Ford rep told me about that electric vehicle was, if you're towing this, you'll get twice the mileage. There goes the electric truck right there up the street. And if that's what makes a difference. What about my mirrors? This truck's so small. All right, follow me along. All right, here he is. The truck and trailer connected. You know what'd be interesting is, does this have the sway control? I have no idea. So she looks good right there. I think she's the right height. So let's get in here and see what she says, right? The adventures of the Maverick, Ford Maverick Tow Day. All right, does it say trailer connected? Okay. Blind spot. Can we set up? So 28.3 miles per gallon. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the trailer tow. I think it already had it there. I think I just goofed it up. Or did it? Okay. So no features here on like the other trucks. Oh, it's on, but that's it. So how about that? So here's the thing. Yeah. So, all right, hold to reset. Let's do that. Okay, so we went from 28 miles per gallon to what? Let's pull this thing out and walk around it. Make sure, so the mirrors, I'm pretty impressed with that. This is 7-foot by 16-foot wide trailer, and so far I'm very impressed with the I can see down the line pretty dang good. So let's do a walk around, make sure everything looks okay, and tires look good. I mean, truck, see that? But I mean, this is a light trailer. This trailer is saying it's like 1,700 pounds. I think it's 2,000 pounds. I mean, I'm just going to go with 2,000 pounds. I have a hard time believing this trailer is only 1,700 pounds. I just don't believe it. So let's just go with that number. And I'm going to load up, let's just say another 1,000. I think this is going to be a 3,000 pound tow day. 2,000 pounds going there. Let's get everything plugged into the ways. And we got a good 2-hour drive. So that's why I got to be there about noon. Right now it'll be probably closer to 1. This is really, I am really intrigued. I'm excited, but at the same time I'm concerned. Taylor doesn't, you know, like pull me around everywhere. I'll be so disappointed if it does. Let me set things up. All right, here we are on our adventures as we, tell you what, I am blown away. I mean, so far, this trailer back there, I don't even know it's back there. But you know what? I don't have my brake thing set up. Let's hope this thing's set up. Oh, it's a 10. Wow. I think that's too much. So, or is it? Wow. I am not lying. Right now, I'm not embellishing here. I don't even know that trailer's back there. Now, keep in mind, once again, I'm going to say 2,000 pound trailer. I mean, if I remember right, that's what they kind of told me when I bought it. But so far, once you get into higher speeds, the truth shall prevail. But so far, just really, I am really taken back about how this is just really, wow. I mean, wow. But now, one thing I'm already kind of catching, this truck's such narrow, you really got to be aware of that back trailer because the front is so narrow, you can easily put that trailer off side of the edge of the road, because your dimensions of your truck are a lot smaller than this trailer. It's 7 foot wide, but it's more than 7 foot because of the wheels. So, good deal. I got a full tank of fuel. It's saying we got like a 2-hour drive. And, the stopping is like nothing. So, the trailer, so far that I'm glad, this electric brake. So, my guess is that 4K, the 4K add-on trailer option that I got in this truck, it automatically gives you the electric trailer brake. I mean, what you learn the hard way on vehicles, like in that yellow Bronco that I had, huge mistake, not trailer tow system on that vehicle. To go ahead and to add one down the road with electric brake. I'm not talking about a non-electric brake trailer. Yeah, to put a receiver in the back of your Bronco, not a big deal. But if you're going to be towing a trailer that requires electric brakes, you have to have an electric brake. Once you have a 2-axle trailer, typically it goes to a electric brake system. You have to have that electric brake controller. And I even have a video on how on my 4-door Bronco that had the tow package that didn't have an electric brake controller from the factory, where I did the Ford aftermarket, I should say the Ford, factory accessory, brake controller setup, which I showed a video how to install that. But what I learned on the yellow Bronco was to make that vehicle into an electric brake setup, it would be a major project. To make it a factory setup, it would cost me $2,000 just in the wiring harness setup. And then the trailer hitch. I mean, so the message is, if you don't order the trailer tow package on like a Bronco, you can end up spending $3,000 down the road to make that vehicle have an electric brake trailer setup. And I do know there's aftermarkets out there too, but you get, then you're to me, it's kind of like, yeah, it'll work, it's fine. But at the end of the day, you're going to spend a good $1,000 between the receiver hitch and then the wiring. But going back to this vehicle, I'm so glad that I bought the 4K tow package. And right now we're doing 50. And so far, this thing's just really not struggling. And I really felt that this vehicle would struggle more than it is. And I think at the higher speeds, and it is kind of a breezy day today, it's not radically windy, but I think that I get the higher speeds, once I'm going at 70 miles an hour, what's this thing do? So we're at 12 miles per gallon right now, but I think it's going to go to be the 8, 9 miles per gallon at best. That's seems to kind of fall into once you get on the highway and you're doing the big, towing. But so far right now, I mean, I'm not embellishing. You don't really know the trailer's back there. Wow. I mean, that's just phenomenal. I mean, I just can't get over how so far I'm really, really impressed. Now, keep in mind, there's not a lot of weight back there. So when it goes to the fourth, once you put weight back there and you're at 4,000 pounds, yeah, it's going to be definitely a different story. But think about this. We're basically already halfway there. So it's not like we're towing nothing right now. We're towing, I would say, about 2,000 pounds. just to kind of keep it within realm. You know what I mean? But right now, wow. I'm just really impressed. Right? You know, and I tell you what happens in life is you can so say things that in the end you can't even say to yourself, it's like, you know, I don't know if I was really accurate. And for me, owning so many different vehicles and getting to drive so many different vehicles, and really, when I was down there in Florida, excuse me, the morning coffee cough, when I was down there in Florida, I just didn't drive this Maverick a lot, but I just had a feeling when I drove it, I just didn't feel like this thing would be that great a tow vehicle. I mean, really, I'm like, no way, I can't see it. And even to the point, I just kind of felt like the vehicle was kind of like, you know, one thing I didn't do, and you know, duh, I didn't check my lights. Okay, they're on. Yeah, the vehicle, so it said trailers connected. So yeah, we can only hope the rear lights work on it. It's a newer trailer. Why wouldn't it? Another guy hooked everything up. I hope he did it right? Yikes. Yeah, so let's see. Now we're gonna get there about 12:30. Oh, not too bad. About an hour. It goes about an hour and 50 minutes, but we're going up around that damn Baltimore Beltway where that can change so quickly with accidents. But it's putting me up Route 1 instead of 95 North because there's so much road construction. The road gets shut down. But Sarah that's watching my YouTube channel right now, I'm going to tell you, this little Ford Maverick, it has fooled me. It's fooled me. This little truck is doing so much more than I truly thought it could do. I mean, this truck is not by any means, it's just incredible. Wow. If anybody watches my channel that doesn't really know me, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this guy's getting so hyped up. Yeah, but you don't realize I have the big mega trucks that tow stuff. I have the Ford Bronco. I towed this vehicle to Florida and to Tennessee, and you know, when it's loaded up, you know it's back there, and you know it hauls butt. But right now, as far as the feel, which I'm taking back, is it doesn't feel any different than the Bronco. You know, right now, this feels every bit as confident as my Bronco, which I'm amazed, because that Bronco's a lot of vehicle. I'm talking about the new Ford Bronco, not the older generation big Broncos, and not the Bronco Sport. Anybody's just kind of tuning in, watching this video. This is a great video, I think, for anybody that follows my channel, anybody interested in the Ford Maverick, because once we get up on the big highway speeds, I'll really give you the real answer. But right now, 50 miles an hour, nothing. And once I bring the motorcycle back, and it has some weight back there, which is pretty cool, this can pull 2 fully dressed motorcycles. So I could put 2 motorcycles back there, and this is what the irony is. The Ford Bronco 4-door is a 3,200 pound capability vehicle. So technically, I can't haul 2 fully dressed Harleys in the back of behind the Bronco. Because 2 fully dressed Harleys or Indians, you might as well just say it's 1,000 pounds each. It's 2,000 pounds. Well, if you got let's just say 1,700 pound trailer, but you got gear back there and everything else. Okay, so it's 3,700 pounds. But the 4-door Bronco's rated at 3,200 pounds. The Maverick's rated at 4,000 pounds. Wow. You know, once again, just trying to share my fun factor here, because I really, and once again, not until we get up in the high speeds will I really be able to tell you, is the fun time still happening, or is this thing struggling too much? Its economy's going down the toilet, but the roads are packed. I mean, the roads are back more than ever. Follow me along. Right now it's going 15 miles per gallon. There's no way it's going to stay like that once I get up the road here. This road, I live this road. It is such a drag. It is such a drag. This railway, it's incredible. This is no lie. In the Washington, D.C. metro area, there is basically one major bridge on each side of Maryland and Virginia to get over the river. If those were ever blown up, or if anything ever happened to them, it's over. You're going through D.C. to go over a bridge, or you're coming way out here where I live to go over a bridge to get over the river. Yeah, that's how stupid this area is, because the rich people won't let them build a road in their backyard. Yeah, all the money people over in Maryland, where they wanted years ago. If you watched my video the other day, and I talked about how I'd come down this Route 28 into Route 7, and it was just a 2-lane road. You go to a stop sign to get on that main road, and you have a light. Back when I moved out in this area, and so years ago they wanted to take that main 28 road and dump it into Maryland for another major interconnector to Virginia to Maryland, and it would be a really great idea. But the rich people in Maryland that have all this beautiful property and beautiful land, they're like, nope, nope, ain't gonna happen, not gonna happen. And they just pay up all the politicians to not let it happen. I feel sorry for anybody that goes and will go kill somebody like a guy did. Killed a young guy, a guy my age, killed a young kid because he's arguing about politics. The guy's a moron. He's an idiot. No politician will sacrifice himself for yourselves. Hey, all the Trump people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not here to be an anti-Trump guy. That isn't who I'm about. But let me share something with you. For everybody who went downtown to fight for Donald Trump, they're sitting in prison. What's Donald Trump doing for them? I mean, it's sad. I tell people this all the time, and once again, I'm not going to make this a political channel. And the Trump people, don't get me wrong, I'm not an anti-Trump guy. That's not the conversation. The conversation is people will go sacrifice themselves for politicians, and that politician lets you rot in jail before they'll go do anything for you. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. All right, so now we're up at the higher speeds, and now I can kind of feel this trailer. There's a lot of wind up here. So I'm at 60, and does this trailer start walking on me? And I gotta tell you what, if it starts doing that, I'm gonna have to turn around and go home and get a different truck. But it's kind of hard to tell because there is a lot more wind. Now I've crossed the bridge, look at the trees, and I can feel that. So right now I can feel that trailer pushing around this truck. But you feel that in a bigger truck too. Yeah, so a little bit more of a squirrely feeling. So right now I'm getting that kind of walk around back end feel to this. And once we get up on the big highway up here, if this thing starts getting too silly on me, I'm just bringing it back home. There's no way I'm driving all the way up to where I'm going to have this type of funky feel. And so as I talked about yesterday, does the truck pull the trailer or does the trailer push the truck? And right now, the higher speeds, and I'm going to probably start eating my words, because right now, the higher speeds, this trailer's now starting to really kind of push this truck around. But there's a lot of wind too. So for the record, can I really give it an honest evaluation? But here's the thing, we're going to be at the 70 mile an hour speeds. We're only now at the 55, 60 mile an hour speeds. So what does this thing do once you get up to 70? And then what does it do once I have a load in it? So we'll find out. This could turn into a long day. I'm turning around going back home to, swap out trucks. And then for any Maverick people, I'll be like, yep, it's a pipe dream. So, but I can't, can't get this thing up on high speeds right now because it's what I was just talking about. Politicians. Talking about how people sacrifice themselves for politicians. You're an idiot because big money is who the politicians play to. If you don't have any money, a politician doesn't give two craps about you. The politician cares about the guy that shows up and goes, let me give you $1 million to fund your next round of trying to get reelected. But this is what you're going to do for me. Once again, there's a guy my age who just killed this young kid because he was he was the opposite party of him. Just be unbelievable of what this human being did to another. Because he's so brainwashed. Oh my God. Oh man, this thing's really dancing on me. Yeah, I don't like that. So we're gonna get up here and we're gonna get up. So it's interesting, which I should have talked about a little bit more. Low speeds in these vehicles and trailers, it's usually you really don't know what's going on. Just like down in Tennessee a few months ago, I was in my big Ford Tremor truck and I loaded my bikes. I staggered my bikes. Huge mistake. So it wasn't until I got on the interstate when I started doing 65 miles an hour, all of a sudden it was freaky. It was scary. I thought that truck was going to jackknife on me. I thought that truck and trailer was going to just totally jackknife. All right, so now I come up to a stop sign. And so this here, the brakes with the trailer no issues, no problems. You see here, at this speed here, this truck and trailer feel great. But I'm very concerned up here in the 70-mile-an-hour range. And that'll be a total bummer, because if this thing really starts being squirrely on me, and I have to go all the way back home, oh my gosh, this just turns into just a total, because the driveway back home starts 30 minutes, then to disconnect the trailer, hook up the trailer, that's another 30 minutes, then come back up the road. So the reality is I'm going to lose an hour and a half, if not 2 hours time. So it really turns into a long day. I mean, I won't even get up there then until like 2 o'clock. Time to get all the paperwork done, blah, blah, blah. Get back home, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, one reason, I was going to go Friday, tomorrow, but my kid's so burned out of going to car dealerships, motorcycles. I mean, dealerships, can you blame her? So she's like, I just really don't want to spend my day tomorrow, because her day off in school is tomorrow. But if the weather's decent, I was thinking, hey, we'll ride the Harleys tomorrow. I get a chance, because the rains, the hurricane, oh yeah. Here's so funny. I haven't even talked about my dad, right? Well, I should make a phone call, but I'm more fixated on making this video, right? But no, he's okay. The whole family's okay. So in all reality, they didn't lose power. Nothing radical happened. I mean, today's a beautiful morning down there, and they're going to go check on the boat. And so for the record, thank God, my parents and family have been blessed again. I mean, blessed. You have no idea. This is now the third time that I can remember, maybe the fourth, where a radical hurricane was going to be right on their doorstep. And we didn't, and we thought it was going to be devastating. Those hurricanes, you just don't know what they're going to do. But the weatherman will convince you that they know what's going to happen. But in the end, do they? Those weathermen, those poor guys and gals, do they just get beat up all the time? All right, here we are now up in the open. This is where now we're going to start hitting the higher speeds. So does this thing kind of maybe have like that Mach 1 type of thing, where you kind of go from, you're kind of in that vapor mode, or that, whatever you want to call the energy mode. So here we go. So we're not getting on a highway here. And so now this thing needs to be able to do 70 miles an hour. I'm confident. If it doesn't do 70 miles an hour confident, then I'm going back home. So now, and I can feel the wind. So for sure, the truck and trailer, it's not bad. Yeah, the wind is some pretty good gusts up here right now. So yeah, the trailer's pushing the truck around. So right now, you definitely know the trailer's back there. And yeah, it's a little squirrely. Yeah, and there's a lot of wind. There's a lot of wind out here. So, is it like change my mind and stop? Let's see if we can get the cruise control. Does the cruise control work? So the adaptive cruise does work. We definitely want to set this thing back because of holding a truck and trailer. But right now, it's funny, the steering, but I've noticed when I go to the adaptive, what tends to happen is the steering wheel kind of starts playing around with this trailer. It's the weirdest thing. It's very weird. So I don't like that. So I'm going to turn that off, because it literally, the steering, I've noticed that in my bigger trucks, the steering wheel starts getting freaky on you. It starts doing the walk back and forth. So you're at a lot of wind, man. I mean, what's kind of unfortunate today, this is a windy day. You can see the road. So this trailer is definitely fighting the wind. Now, most of the trip's going to be this open road, but then I am going to be on kind of the slower roads for a long time. So that will be more comforting. This here is a little nerve-wracking, because the trailer definitely does push the truck around. You feel the trailer has control of the truck. And that's what I don't like. I just don't like that. And that's what I talked about yesterday. I've owned so many trucks and trailers and cars and SUVs, and it's just incredible on how some of these, setups, the trailer controls the vehicle. And right now, that's how it feels. So it's okay, low speeds, around town, cool. Long distance driving. Is it going to do it? Yeah, it's going to do it. Does it have the power? It does. But if you're, if the trailer kind of pushing around doesn't freak you out and make you nervous, you'll be all right. But I know if I was like a woman, and don't take it the wrong way, ladies, but I know if I was somebody that didn't drive trucks and trailers a lot, and I shouldn't say just women, but even guys, so sorry about that, ladies. I got some horseback friend ladies that are incredible drivers of trailers, so it was kind of not meant to be taken in the wrong sense, you know what I mean? The real point is, I'm trying to say is, if you're not an experienced trailer driver, how about that idea? Let's use that wording. If you're not an experienced trailer driver, this vehicle right now would definitely scare me. It would definitely intimidate me. I'd be like, wow, is this thing gonna crash? So here we go, get out here on the open road, and once we're not really even at the open road where it's gonna be the 70, 80 mile an hour drive, which I think this will be 70 at best. I'll probably be doing 65. So, all right, follow me along. All right, a little trick I just learned. I turned off the in-lane assist. So the steering wheel's not fighting this as much now in the adaptive. So we're at 66 miles an hour. So let's take this thing up to 70. And let's see how this thing, a lot of wind though. I mean, this is a really windy day. So in fairness to the truck and trailer, if it wasn't as windy, I think it would be, a better environment. But that's, just for the reality. When you drive a truck and trailer, you got to drive when you got to drive. And at 70, it's feeling good. Not feeling too bad. So, but you definitely feel that trailer back there now. And that's a lot of material back there. If you're pulling a low profile trailer, a dump trailer, a landscape trailer, I can say this thing's gonna be awesome. When you're pulling an enclosed trailer like me, that's a pretty tall trailer, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a little more challenging. But I can say now, it's interesting is I took off that lane assist, and it doesn't seem like the truck is acting as funky. That lane assist may have been trying to control this truck a little bit more than I realized, and kind of giving that little dance more than I think. I don't know. I mean, right now, it's pretty good, actually. I mean, I'm very impressed. Right now, not bad. My hands are off the wheel. Truck's driving really good. Here comes just a police man. So very impressive. There he goes. See there? There's the downshifting. So what gear am I in? So that's where the fuel mileage all kind of goes to a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? This is kind of interesting. Ever since I turned off this lane assist, the truck seems not to be as kind of radical, and as far as that dancing around feel, you still feel it. So that may be something that people need to pay attention to in these vehicles, is that lane assist with that trailer back there may be counterproductive. And but once again, with windy day, you definitely feel that trailer kind of getting pushed around. But even my bigger trucks, it'd be the same thing. The biggest thing is this is a lighter vehicle, so it's going to get pushed around, which I kind of know that. But overall, not bad. So far pretty good. And the fuel economy, I said it'll be 8 or 9 miles per gallon when it's all said and done. That's my guess. But we're at 12, but you can watch it go down and down and down, if you know what I mean. So follow me along. Wonder how my dad's doing. Let's give him a call. How about that idea? All right, going by the big trucks and tractors and all that stuff, and how's that all play out, right? There he is.
Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
Yeah, this is funny. This hearing aid thing's goosed up all the time. You there?
What the hell?
There he is.
Phone. I don't know what the hell's going on.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. See the phone. Technology, does it drive you nuts or what? 11.9. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I think that steering, that's crazy. I think that little damn steering assist, lane assist, really was interactive with this truck. And I've noticed that when I do my adaptive cruise control on my bigger trucks, that the steering wheel starts like going back and forth. I mean, it's freaky. And borderline, I kind of learned a little trick here. Just turn off the lane assist and you can keep your adaptive cruise control on. Here he comes. See it say. Hey, Dad. Look at that. It's still not working. Hey, Dad. It's all goofed up. Hello? Hello?
Hey, yeah.
No, you can't, you might, well, you're saying something there, and then there you go. Oh, well. The popcorn conversations. See if he tries again. 11.8. There you go. So what's your real speed? So Waze says we're doing 69. So if I really want to do 70, we're going to set the speedometer at 71 or 72. Okay, does that really make us at 70? Does this thing going faster make it a little better? I doubt it. Here comes the slow pokes catching up to him, right? Changes back to the Harley. Here I am wearing my Harley gear, Harley guy. It's incredible. The 2022 Harley Davidson Limited, but it has a 114 motor in it now. That used to be the CVO motor. They're just putting that damn thing in every bike they can build, it seems like. And now the 117 is the big motor that gives you the the fun factor on the CVO line. Well, what's crazy is the CVO, the Limited, is the same price now as the CVOs were like 5 years ago. And I am just blown away that the new CVO Harleys, I've heard these stories. During the pandemic, I heard stories of people paying like 55 to 60 grand for a CVO, but I thought the message was that, be so lucky to get one. It wasn't more about the MSRP, it was the markup. So for me, I was like, wow, that's just hard to believe that people are paying $60,000 for the CVO product. The hill. So let's see how this does. This guy here, if you get one of these vehicles in the middle lane, and so up the hill, this thing so far is really, wow. I'm amazed that this thing's actually doing what it's doing. That was pretty impressive. The back end mirrors are okay, not the greatest. You can see down the line. You can see enough to be able to move around. Am I just kind of getting now attuned to the vehicle, how it dances around? Yeah, you dance around. So with a big trailer, anybody who drives the Maverick, the reality is the big trailer like I have, it's going to dance you around. The guy that has a landscape trailer, little dump trailer, you're pulling a open trailer to pull a car, or a motorcycle, you're going to be okay, no doubt. But once you get this big wall of, there's just no way. This thing here definitely gets manhandled by the trailer. But it's not, it's not radically bad. But so can this thing achieve the 70 miles an hour? Yeah, and that's what I kind of figured. When I drove this truck, my inclination was that the hills would be extremely challenging. That was my gut instinct. That you would lose that, because it's just this little 4-cylinder turbo motor. It doesn't have a lot of foot-pounds of torque, so there's only so much. But, for the bang for the buck, this is a great option. This is a great vehicle. So for me, anybody said they're going to be towing all the time, nah, no way. No way. And I don't see that's the client buying this. So if the individual says, oh yeah, I'm going to use it here. I have a little, one axle, 10-foot, 12-foot little trailer, little enclosed trailer, you'll be fine. I got a little open trailer, you'll be fine. I got a little dump trailer, you'll be fine. For what I'm doing, it's okay. It's not my preferred choice. Like when I go to Florida in this with the two motorcycles in it, it'd be a long trip. It would be a lot of fighting the truck and trailer. It would wear you out. So really, to me, it wouldn't be worth it. And you're not going to get great mileage. Once you load this thing up with 2 motorcycles, you're not going to get better mileage than you get out of me with my full-size truck. I can't see it. Okay, maybe get a mile per gallon better, but at the end of the day, for the sacrifice, it isn't worth it. So, but overall, I have to say, I am impressed that this vehicle is doing what it's doing, considering what it is. Let's try for popcorn again, right? Get him to, get that there. And the recents, popcorn, let's see here. See if he can connect his phone. See, it's the Bluetooth problem between the phone and the truck. That's why he can't hear me. Because his hearing aids are connected into the truck. And it just may be too complicated for him to do that.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
We can't get a hold of him. But here's the thing. As far as I know, in down to the boat, if anything radical is going on, I know my dad would have called me earlier. Well, here he is, right here. So as I speak, there he is. Can you hear me?
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Could you hear me before?
Yeah, but you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to take this phone into the AT&T place. It's really messing up a lot of areas. Yeah.
Well, it's called the 5G. It's called the 5G network. That's junk.
Well, I'm not at home. I'm in the truck, David.
Yeah. Well, I know, but what I'm telling you, the 5G network is having a lot of problems.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, I do.
Yeah. For some reason, the phone's not communicating with my hearing aid, but it's more than that. That's not the only thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying to you. Is that this 5G network they built out is having issues.
Well, I guess that's true because I've been having trouble with that smart TV.
Yeah.
Getting it to link up with the network and all that. But at any rate, yeah, we're good, Gary. The storm really didn't do that much here, right in our area, but it certainly has in other parts of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never got any torrential rains or heavy winds?
No, we got a little rain. We got some gusts, some pretty heavy gusts today, but man, I've not seen any rain. But it's really weird. The water's been sucked out of Tampa Bay and some of the other areas around here. In fact, we were just up at the marina, and you can see where the water, the water level had really been lowered. Some of the docks at the marina were sagging and looked like they hang up. But yeah, it was kind of a non-event for us.
Isn't that something?
It is incredible. Just like that Hurricane Charlie that went through. It looked like it was definitely coming right through Tampa. Then at the last minute, it makes that turn to the east, and you're more easterly than northern. So this did the same thing.
Yeah, well, thank goodness, guys. Is this the third time or the fourth time that at the last minute the storm went a different direction? Is this the third or fourth?
Third.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, this storm and Charlie are taking almost the same path.
Ha! Jeez.
Yeah. So
what about Danielle?
Well, I've talked to Rachel, and they had water. They had damage to the roof, so they got a lot of leakage. So they got problems in the house with water that's a result of leaking through the roof. But otherwise, they were okay. But there's been I'm hearing that there's been hundreds of fatalities in that county.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Lee County, Florida.
Yeah.
That's where Fort Myers and some other communities are down there. And the sheriff was on TV this morning, and he said he expects the fatality count to go into the hundreds.
Wow.
And apparently there were many people that died in their cars.
Wow.
Because they waited until the last minute. They got trapped in their cars, so it flooded. The cars flooded. They drowned.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It is. It really is. But they claim that the majority of the deaths from storms like this come from drowning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people don't believe that surge is going to come in, and they don't understand that 6 foot of water, if you're 5'4", you're not above water.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that surge flow is powerful. A good swimmer can't even survive in that.
Oh no, there's no way. Right. And then if you're in your car, you're really at 4 foot height.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think the height down there in Fort Myers got to I think 12 or 14 feet.
Wow.
So that's up over your roof
of your house. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's sad. Very sad. Very sad for people that had to get that. The sad part of that storm is, somebody's going to get the brunt of it. It's just who gets it.
Well, that's why it's dangerous to wait till the last minute to leave, because you get caught in traffic. You can't move, and suddenly you're in water. Now suddenly it's over the car, and there you are.
Yeah, I know that story.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that story. You know how it happens.
Yeah, I remember taking a nice little red Chevy truck down what was a nice little creek that turned into a river.
Right.
And floating down the river and resting up against a tree is about the only thing that saved us from continuing to float down the river.
Yeah, well, people don't realize that, the power of that. They always underestimate how quickly it can happen,
Oh, yeah.
So what the people that were hit with the surge with now is they got to worry about a reverse surge. With all the water going one way, then when everything's normal, the normal tide and whatnot will bring the water back into where it was.
Right. So it's like a vacuum. It's like a vacuum.
Right. So the reverse surge isn't as powerful, but it's still there.
Well, yeah, and the sad part is everybody's house that got underwater, now they got major challenges for the next 6 months to a year to get them fixed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Mike's boss, so he got his crews out chasing all the debris and everything, help clean it up. And Mike, I told Rachel this morning that Mike said last time they did this, he made the company made $160 over 50 days.
Yeah, well, he's going to be busy. He's going to have a lot of work to do. I'm sure of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Leah's house, everybody's house down there is fine. Was Mom okay?
Yeah. Yeah, she's okay. She's been taking care of her. Leah's stayed with us for 2 nights now. Of course, that helped Leah, but it helped us too, because Leah helped the mother took care of helping with dinner, cleaning up and all that stuff. So yeah, everything's good here, Gary.
Well, that's good, because I was worried about you, and thank goodness, I mean, sadly, somebody else took the hit, but thank God for us. You've been blessed another day, haven't you?
Oh yeah, well it's sad. Somebody suffered, but didn't. So we're good. David on the truck, boat's good. Still stands. But,
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be out in the bay anytime soon. There's going to be a lot of debris out there.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, you wouldn't want to be out in the water in this area today. No.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm just saying I would probably give it about a week for things to kind of clear out.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a nice weekend. It's going to be sunny tomorrow and sunny Saturday and Sunday, and nice temperatures, low 80s stuff. But a lot of cleanup going on.
Yeah, the wrath of hell came through, and if you were sleeping for the last 3 days and woke up Saturday morning, you'd think nothing happened.
Yeah, well, exactly. Except you see a lot of debris around, you wonder why there's so much debris out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great news, Dad. I'm just glad to hear everybody's safe and sound, and we were all worried about you. So, like I say, another day of being blessed, and thank God you're safe and sound, and things are good. So, what are you going to say SOB today, right?
Exactly. Cousin has already texted me this morning, and she's okay over there at the station.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy wind, but
hey,
nothing disastrous.
Hey, Dad, be sure to watch my YouTube videos.
I showed Leah. I'd already seen it before, but I watched the one with the unloading, delivering the Maverick.
Yeah.
And I showed that to Leah last night and showed her how to watch your videos, so she knows how to do it.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. Another adventure is happening as I speak right now. Your little Maverick truck's pulling a motorcycle trailer right now over to way north of Baltimore, Maryland. It's on an adventure.
Wow.
You know that?
Okay.
You know that trailer I brought down for the summer with the dually?
What?
You know the motorcycle trailer I brought down with the dually this past summer?
Yeah.
I'm pulling that trailer with the Maverick right now.
Oh boy. Really? How's it going?
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm doing a whole trailer review, but I'm on another mission. You'll never guess what I accomplished again.
Can I stand it?
Oh, yeah, you got to watch this adventure. I'll be posting the video. I've already posted the morning video, and then this afternoon I'll post another video of the Ford Maverick Tow Day, Harley Adventures Day.
Okay, I'll be looking for it.
It just doesn't end. I need to change my channel name to the Deal Chaser.
Well,
that would be the better name of my channel. Do you realize if you start going through my videos this past year, you could just about watch a video every week of me chasing a deal.
Yeah, I know it. Well, you did 20, right?
Yeah, I just about made it through last week without buying anything, but then it didn't happen. And then today's Thursday, and I just about made it through another week not buying anything.
Yeah, that's a record I don't want to own.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, who's playing football tonight? Because the Buccaneers, that was a hell of a game. That was a brutal game.
Well, it was, and yeah, it was. Yeah, that was sad to lose that. And that was a home game too.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Well, they just about pulled it off. If they would have not, if they would have snapped the football a second earlier, they would have won that game.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
they put himself in that dire circumstances where he need that 1 second to win the game. That's the sad part.
Yeah, yeah, that was a heartbreaker because they could have, with a little more time, they could have won that game.
They'll be playing at home this weekend since the weather didn't do much, right?
Right.
They're playing Kansas City this weekend.
Right. I haven't heard I haven't heard any changes announced or anything yet. But I'm assuming it's on as scheduled.
Yeah, well, who's playing tonight? Did you get that Prime Video? Is a pain to figure out how to get into that damn thing to watch the game.
And I gave up.
Yeah.
I gave up. Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, thanks, Jeff Bezos, the billionaire, trillionaire, wants to make your life even more complicated.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I know that there's well, do you have to pay on that?
Well, you have to be a Prime Amazon member to be able to watch it. So if you're not a Prime Amazon member, then you can't get into it. You got to join. You got to join. So yeah. In some ways, yeah, you got to pay.
But yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
There goes a repo truck. So there's a guy. The repo business is huge right now. So there's a guy going down the road in a truck that looks like a pickup truck, but it's all set up to whirl up to your house and snatch your car and drive away.
Wow.
Yeah, the repo business is through the roof right now. It's huge. And the next thing is, Dad, at the auctions, people aren't buying cars. The wholesalers are holding out, and the lenders aren't wanting to let the cars go for cheap, so they won't take the low bid, and they just keep on hanging on the car, hoping they'll get a better value for it.
Yeah, well, understand that.
Well, yeah, but eventually you got to cross the bridge and understand that the guy that defaulted on you, you're not going to be able to get the money that he owes you for it. That's what's going on right now in the used car market. It's big. Where the auction houses are seeing no sales like never before because the lenders won't agree to let the car go for a cheaper price. So nobody buys it for the higher prices. They don't want to get burned on their end of being stuck with the lender's problem.
Wow.
All right. Well, hey there, Popcorn. We'll let you go and stay tuned for the Ice Age Adventures.
I'll do that. I'm going to go look at another one tonight.
All right. Well, glad to hear you're okay, Dad. We'll be in touch.
All right. Everybody are loved there.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. And, I talked so much about other things this morning in my YouTube channel, Morning Conversations, but, there's a guy called Lucky, and he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a lot of subscribers. I don't know why my dad's doing this. I think he did it by accident. He's got a lot of subscribers, but apparently he's the bigwig guy that follows all these auctions and the markets, and he claims to be making a YouTube channel to cater to people who want to open up their own car dealership. I don't get all that. I mean, to me, I get it. I don't get it, but he's making the claims that we're all hearing that used car dealers are closing left and right now. Have you heard that conversation? This guy claims out in Las Vegas, 3 or 4 car dealerships have closed up in the last 3-4 months. Why? What happened to the heyday? So this guy's conversation is about how the lenders are getting repos. Let's just say the person owes $30,000 on a vehicle, but it's really only worth 25 or 20 in the market, the lenders aren't catering to the wholesalers, and they're trying to force them to pay, like close to what the lender is into the car. And so what's happening is the wholesalers are saying, I'm not buying your problem. So the cars are going through, look at this here. There's this horrendous traffic because they're doing construction. It just doesn't end. But anyways, word on the street is at the auction houses, the no sales are through the roof. And what this guy explains is that the bankers have these relationships with all these auction houses, that they control the auction houses to a degree where they can run their car through the auction over and over again, and they're just on a program, so they don't have to pay per se every time, versus if you or I are a wholesaler and we bring our car to the auction house, it costs us money to run it through that auction. And it could be a $500 bill just for us to go up there and try to sell the car. Yeah, this is going to turn into a 3-series video, if not 4-series video, of me driving to the Harley Davidson dealership. But hey, back to the Harleys. This is crazy. Why am I going back to Harleys? Even for me, I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I mean, here's the thing. If the bike market goes to trash, what's that Harley worth? You already know. It's worth wholesale $30,000, $31,000. I don't know. Here's what you got to think about: is the CVOs now are so expensive. So this is what I learned years ago: is a dealer is going to only offer you at best what they pay for a brand new Harley CVO, but they probably won't even pay you that because they can get one. So back in the day, if you bought a nice CVO for $40,000, the dealer's value was like $30,000. Yeah, why? Well, because they can probably buy a brand new one for $32,000. Yeah, I mean, I was in the lawn and garden equipment dealership business, and we had like 28-cent margins on our lawn and garden equipment stuff. Meaning that if I sold you a tractor for $30,000 and you didn't try to, if I didn't discount it, I had 28% markup in that vehicle. So you just take simple numbers. 70 times 30 is $21,000. Yeah, so I was into that tractor for like 22, 23 grand. What you don't understand is you got to factor in a freight, you got to factor in setup, blah, 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 blah. So, $30,000, tractor, ended up costing me about 25 grand. And then a guy would come in and you'd haggle, and the guy would end up paying you 25 to 28 for the vehicle. So, but the thing is, you didn't sell those things every day. Yeah, so did you have a $10,000 profit center to 15? Yeah. But, once again, it isn't like you're selling those things a dime a dozen. But the whole point is, for a Harley dealer, there's no doubt in my mind, a Harley dealership that in simple numbers gets a $40,000 MSRP vehicle, their number odds are they're at probably 32. They're into the bike for 32, 33. They could even be in the bike maybe 30. So they have a good $6 to $8 grand margin on that new CVO. So when you buy it from them, when you go back and say, my life went upside down, can I please return this to you and get good money for it? They're going to tell you, we'll pay you $30, $31 for the bike. Why? Because that's what they're paying for their own bike. Man, I'm sneezing like crazy right now. What the hell's going on, right? So anyways, but here's the thing. So the new Harley CVO it's a $56,000 bike. Yeah, $56,000 motorcycle. All right. So even if the dealer's only paying 80% of that value, if they have a 20% margin in that vehicle to work with, 80% of 50 is $30,000, right? No, it's $40,000. 80% of 6 is $4,800. So they're into that bike for $45,000. Yeah. So that's great news for me, because I have a CVO Harley that, to me, that's why I'm buying this. It's not going to be a $20,000 motorcycle. It's not really going to be a $30,000 motorcycle. Is it a $35,000 motorcycle? For the most part, yes. But since now the CVOs are so expensive, that's actually done me a favor. That it's just like everything else that we've talked about a lot on my YouTube channel is any vehicle you buy now, when the manufacturer raises the price $8,000, $10,000, they just did you a hell of a favor on your used vehicle. Because the guy can't say to me, oh, I'm going to go buy a brand new 2022 Harley CVO for 40 grand. You may find one for 48, 46, 50. But yeah, okay, so great. So now, what's that mean? Yeah, great. You're a long way away from the price of my bike. And that's what is interesting here is, here I was so close to trying to do a deal on that 2022 non-CVO limited that I took a picture of in that dealership. And, part of me's like, yeah, but, the other part of me's like, man, it's a lot of money for a limited. And those things there, yeah, there's a scenario. 80% value of that, conservative number, 80% value of 40 grand is $32,000. 30 grand bike. So once you buy that bike, it's worth 30 grand. And the downside is that $38,000 sticker is then going to be freight setup, dealer administration fee, tax and tags. So yeah, all of a sudden you're up to $44,000. Yeah, $43,000. You put $5 grand down. Your financing, then warranty on the bike, wheel and tire package, gap, insurance. And all of a sudden you're at $46,000, $47,000 on a motorcycle. Yeah. So go ahead and put $5 grand down. You owe $42,000, $43,000 on it. You get into a challenging time, and you go to give it back. There's $30 grand. You need to write us a $13,000 check, sir. What? How do I know? How do I know these conversations? Yeah, duh. Yeah, I've been down this road many times. And that's why more than ever in my life, if I can find something nice and used, that's the way to go. Because especially if it's prior pandemic, because all these now pandemic vehicles and after pandemic vehicles, they're expensive as all get out. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, and then here's the thing. These, dealers, especially Indian dealers, their position is, you're not going to get a discount. We're not discounting the bike. We don't need to. Don't have to. Can't get them. Harley dealerships are more flexible now because they got a lot of inventory. That's one thing that I've noticed now. When I go to the Harley dealers, they've got decent inventory. They're not, you go to an Indian dealer, they got no inventory. But at the same time, Indian dealerships, they've never been a dealership structure where it's been a great, a lot of inventory. They just never have had that. And I don't think they ever will. It's just not the same business model. And Indians are very small. Even though Indians, notching its way into the market, Indian's still just a micro chip in the market of motorcycles. And the worldwide motorcycles up against Harley, they're still not even close. All right. You out of talking, right? Let me turn myself off for a while. And so far, our trailer's not doing bad. Look at this. 11 miles to the gallon. I am really blown away that we're getting that, if you know what I mean. So, probably have people. One thing about this trailer, you can't see down the lines. You don't really know who's behind you back there. Now I got a truck up against me. So you can kind of feel, but overall, so far, not bad. The trailer is, I'm getting more used to it. I'm just so used to my bigger trucks and my bigger Broncos. I think now I'm getting just more confident on how it drives. So maybe somebody's never really driven a truck and trailer. Maybe they'll be like, this thing seems fine to me, if you know what I mean. All right. There's not as much wind up here So definitely a big plus right now. So the truck and trailer aren't being pushed around like they were earlier. So really good. I'm blown away. Yeah, blown away, right? I mean, I'm really taken back about how good a mileage this thing's getting. And I'm not putting down the road. I mean, I'm pushing this thing. So, right now, not too shabby at all. I'm very impressed so far. I mean, I'm kind of taking back my words and eating them a little bit, which is fine. But I'm just telling you right now, I'm very, it's doing good. But once we get a motorcycle in there, what's the story then, right? Follow me along. Oh, here we are. Doesn't end. Yikes. It's interesting. The one-ways thing yesterday showed me go up Route 1. Surprised it's not doing that today. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I have no idea. But here we are. It's construction. But you know what? Look at this. 11.4 miles a gallon. Now I'm kind of getting used to this Maverick. This thing really is. I'm eating my words. What's a Maverick, right? Yeah, this thing's a Maverick, right? I mean, come on. How many times am I eating my words? The Maverick's getting me good. Remember the movie, the show, the series Maverick or whatever? Back like in the 70s? Oh my gosh, I mean, this thing really is surprising me. This little Maverick, this thing's so dangerous. Wow, pretty crazy. I just got thinking to myself, the last time I went this far north, I have business up here in Bel Air, Maryland. And the last time I went past this area was literally like November of 2019. And it was me delivering my 2018 CVO Road Glide to a gentleman in Delaware. So I really drove up here to help him out. And I mean, I couldn't get the money out of that Road Glide CVO. It was a beautiful bike. Low miles. And I let that thing go for like 31.5 or maybe close to 30. I think I got like 32 out of it. Or 32.5 because I sold the extended warranty with it to him. So maybe even 33. But it was just so disappointing. And it was because I did what I did this morning. I told the wife what's going on. Me coming back, traffic can be horrendous. Yeah. But anyways, do it because it really irritates. I mean, I get that relationship. It really irks the spouse when you don't confess to what you're doing. So for my wife, I told her the same story I told her this morning. I said, hey, honey, you're not going to like me the rest of the day, but for the record, I'm going to get rid of like 4 motorcycles between ATVs and motorcycles. I'll probably dump 4 for 1 in the long term. Famous last words, right? Yeah, but anyways, I mean, sincerely, that's my goal. And I'm definitely getting rid of the 3 Hondas no matter what. Those are going away. I'd rather sell them, make a little bit of money off them before I take them to a Honda dealership and give them to them. But they'll make money off of them. But whatever. But the whole point is, here I'm going up to the same area. Not exactly. But you kind of, if you told me 3 years ago, hey, you'll be going driving back up to get another CVO. But I'm just not a Road Glide guy. I just am not a Road Glide guy. That's my problem. I mean, there's people out there that love the Road Glides. I just don't like the way it's set up. I like the Street Glide better. So, that's why I'm driving to get a limited CVO. And the thing is, now this is a 19 CVO limited. Limiteds are always more than the Road Glides and the Street Glides because of the tour pack and the lowers and the heated seat. Yeah, a Street Glide CVO doesn't get a heated seat. So the whole point is, in hindsight, what am I doing? I gave up but I just, I've talked about that bike in great length in other conversations. So anyways, I'm like, wow. But the last time I came up here and did this, it was cold. The trees were barren. And it was a cold day. And a nice guy that I sold it to. And I doubt he watches my channel. But anyways, when I called him, during the pandemic, I told him, like, dude, your bike's worth at least 40, 42 grand. But he loves it so much, he's not going to get rid of it. He's a keeper type of guy. Nice guy. Anyways, just thought I'd throw it out there in the frickin' truck. It's doing great. You know, without this wind, it's a lot better. So anybody out there, follow my channel, the Maverick truck. I can't emphasize enough. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I mean, I really am loving this vehicle. I never would have guessed this. Never would have guessed it. All right, the guy here is putting along. Makes the adaptive cruise control is nice. The downside is when you get a guy right here, you know, the vehicle just slows down. And I got my bars way out so that I'm not, so I got room to stop, if you know what I mean. Beautiful day up here. What's the temperature? 65 degrees. Do I test drive the bike? You know, do I take it around the block? Or, I mean, I know the motorcycle, or, I mean, I want to hear it, first of all. I want to make sure that that thing's tuned right. So I'll be very curious as what they're going to tell me on that. Yeah, it's interesting. I asked to show them serious, I'm come get it, and they're like, nope, we won't do it. You know, and part of me says the reason dealerships won't take deposits on bikes, there's a few reasons. But one thing is, you know, it shows on your gross receipts of a business. So it gets complicated. If you take money for something and then you got to reverse it back, you know, if you're doing the accounting side of it, you know, you're showing gross receipts, but then you're deducting gross receipts. So part of me is like, the accounting side, it's like, don't take deposits over the phone of motorcycles because it gets too complicated, the accounting side of it. So anyways, the nice finance lady, she said, look, if you give me proof of insurance of that bike, we're good. So I was like, yeah, that's not a problem. I'll do it. I did it. Oh boy. All right, follow me along. We're not far away at Harley Davidson in person. Yeah, when I get there, is it a total different reality? That happens. Home of the Ripken Park. So I guess that's the farm league for baseball. Up here in Aberdeen, Maryland. Oh, up here in the country. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. I've never been to Harvey de Grace, Maryland before. I've known people who live up here, but never been here. Pretty country. You know, Maryland's so small, your perception is it's, you know, crowded and everybody's on top of each other, but it's just like Jersey, a lot of open land. All right, we are getting really close here. And you know what? This has really good, you know, pickup. So when I came off the line back there, this thing just really gets up the road so easily. Very impressive. Definitely, like I told you, the slower speeds, this trailer, you don't even know it's back there. It's really more of the wind resistance that you start to feel with this. All right, the adventure continues. Wow, just beautiful scenery here. I have a hard time believing I'm going up to a Harley dealer. Tell me one thing for sure, beautiful riding. It's just country beyond country. Really neat. All right, we are about here. Wow, so there it is, right over there. That makes no sense. Why does it have me going across the road to get over there? So that's a big ass dealership. Wow. This is Darlington, Maryland. Darlington. Why does Darlington ring a bell, right? What's the racetrack? All right, here we go. So once again, you know, you'd think to yourself they'd have an entrance on that main road there, but it doesn't show it that way, which makes no sense to me. But I guess I always turn around down here, right? Well, nope. This is the way you do it. Very interesting, to say the least. There's a little training school right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, nice operation. Look at this place here. This is beautiful. Really cool. Yeah, at this rate, I'll be buying a Harley at every dealership in every state, right? Can that be your goal? Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Nice atmosphere. Yeah, famous last words, right? A lot of, where's the best place to park here, I wonder? So I don't get myself kind of jammed up in here. I don't know. I guess I just park like this. See if that's okay. Doesn't look that busy, does it? All right, here we are. All right, here we are. Truck and trailer, pretty good. That matches the building. Gentleman just reached out to me on my YouTube channel and said, hey, look, those bars are called meat hooks, 12-inch. And he said I should be okay legal-wise. That's just great. I mean, it's just so cool having a YouTube channel and people will steer you in the right direction, right? Am I steering them the right direction? That's the real question. So follow me along. This is so cool. Look at this place. You gotta wonder where it all started. Probably a little freaking building on the side of a dirt road, right? Nice. So here we go. Look at this here. Wow, they got some inventory. Boy, I haven't seen a bike dealership this well stocked in ages. And this is what I was originally looking at. So they get it on sale. That's pretty cool. All right. And, oop, I think I see mine right over there. Yep, here it is. Look. So in person, is it as cool? Oh, so hope that's in the trunk. Look, oh, there it is. Yes, sir, James. How are you? Great. I have a YouTube channel, so I'm doing my YouTube videos. So if that bugs you, I don't want to get you in it if you don't want to be in it. Doesn't matter to me.
It's up to you, man.
Yo, man, this is awesome. This is a beautiful dealership.
Yeah,
this is really nice.
Yeah.
I've bought like a Harley just about like every dealership down that DC Metro Maryland area. I mean, I'm not lying. I've bought a Harley like every dealership. And you guys so far, this is like the tops.
Cool.
As far as this is really cool. You know what? It's hard to believe. You hear this though in these CVOs. That seat for 3,800 miles, you have a hard time believing that's kind of that worn. You know what I mean? And it's not a deal breaker, but it just kind of, I guess the guy didn't really treat it, I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe a lot of long distance driving. It shows the backrest is probably in the back here, if you know what I mean. You know, I didn't know this had,
Backrest is there.
I didn't know this had the meat hooks. That's what a guy calls these, the bigger bars. I didn't even know that. So it's so cool. As I started looking at this motorcycle, I didn't realize it had the custom front fender.
Yeah, the exhaust.
I mean, to me, I think conservative number is $5,000 on top of this bike.
Sure.
I mean, if he did it all himself, it's $5,000.
Yeah.
If he paid somebody else, it's more.
Yeah.
I've done the head pipe and exhaust. Do we know if the catalytic converter is there? Have we looked? I mean, it's not a deal breaker. I'm just wondering if he did the head pipe, I think it'd be gone.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You know, but here's the question. Because I've owned a lot of Harleys and CVOs and I've done all this stuff. Does this have the fuel pack tuner with this bike? He had to have a fuel pack, he had to have some tuner that, and you know, the irony is I just picked up a few new Harleys and I just did a head pipe exhaust on my Street Bob, and I bought a fuel pack tuner and I haven't matched it yet. Yeah, so what's interesting is,
Yeah, there's no tuner.
yeah, so but I have one I just bought and I didn't use it. Because once you use it, you're
They're
done.
married to the bike.
Right. So this is kind of funny, but the real concern I have on this is I've done them. Did he tune it right? Because your guys in the back end, they cannot get your side. Harley shuts it down. You just can't get these things to be tuned to the optimum performance on your side. You got to have these fuel pack, or there's a bunch of different tuners, but the biggest thing we got to hear this thing sounds. How does she sound? We have to put it outside to do that. This is the scary part.
I mean, I can let it run for a second. I can't let it.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, I just got to hear it, if you know what I mean.
Make
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. We're good. Oh my gosh. It's all about the exhaust note. Wow. Oh my goodness. Awesome. So we're gonna look here. Exhaust, fender, this. It's probably changed. Yeah, he changed out. Looks like he did the windshield too. He did. Oh, he did little LED lights in the front.
And in the vent.
In the vent. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is sweet. Man, I feel for this guy. I hope this guy wasn't going through dire straits, because either there's something really wrong with this bike, or he had to make a decision financially.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of reasons why bikes get traded in.
But this guy. Okay, so now conservative, we're at $5,500. Would you say I'm within reason of what he added to this motorcycle?
Yeah, the pipe was probably, I would say, 12 to 13. It's definitely has some kind of tune, which is 500 at minimum. The front fender painted was probably at least 1,000.
Oh yeah. The handlebars,
1,000.
Right.
So, yeah.
LED lights.
Yeah.
Wow.
5
Wow.
LED lights.
But is there like the Carfax thing on motorcycles? Is there like something that would tell you, oh, dude, this guy had the motor, he had the oil sump problem. He got rid of it because he got sick of the oil
Only
sump
if it was
problem.
done at a dealer.
Okay. Because the original 117s, as we all know, we're having some oil sump problems right out of the gate. 18,
In 17.
17.
In 7.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I had a 2018 117 CVO Road Glide, which I should have never sold, but I did. All right. So really cool, really nice. And so the real key, though, when you ride this, if you know it's tuned or not, you hear it, you smell that unburnt fuel.
Well, it's also been sitting, we only let it run for a second. So
Yeah,
get it outside and fire it up, let it warm up.
Right. You get to drive it.
We don't do test rides.
Okay, so I buy it, and if I ain't happy, suck it up, buttercup.
I mean, I can talk with the sales manager, but yeah, we don't do test rides at any of our dealerships.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a rarity. You know, most dealerships.
No, it's a lot of them are changing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was blown away years ago, 10 years ago, I walked in a Harley dealership, and I was never a Harley guy growing up. And the young girl, she's like, want to ride one? I'm like, well, sure, but I'm not buying one. Famous last words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a ride one. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I bought one. All right, cool.